Y'all, and welcome back to the channel. I need you guys to do me a favor really, really quick. Everybody here in the chat, welcome, welcome, welcome. But drop a 1 for me if the Love is Blind UK reunion shocked you. That's what I want to know. But y'all know we're back to talk about not only the reunion, but the weddings and all that good stuff. But I'm not doing this alone. Let me bring the people up and let me ask if they were shocked. But y'all do that for me in the chat. Kay, were you shocked? Did the reunion shock you, and how are you today?
The only thing that shocked me was with the what is D call them, the brownie paper towel couple. I thought they were gonna make it. Other than that, no. Outside of them, no.
Okay. Next to the stage, we have Tyra over there at Struggle Reviews. Ma'am, how are you doing today? And were you shocked after watching the reunion about anything?
I'm great, and I was just shocked that I was like, "Oh, Charlotte was really sublime. She was really fine, wasn't she? Charlotte was really fine." And Ollie meant what he said. She was sublime.
Listen, I told you all them adjectives meant something. Hear me. Next to the stage, we have D. We couldn't do it without him. And hopefully tonight we get a couple of songs, out of him because he's good. Listen, for a sample. You hear me? D, how are you today? And did the reunion surprise you?
Yes. It did surprise me. And when I say it surprised me just how emphasized my lack of attention span was while I was airing. But I'm doing well outside of that.
D. Let's say hello to everyone in the chat because we have 30 people in this chat already to talk Love is Blind. Thank y'all for being here. You don't know what it means to me. It makes my little heart glad. We appreciate all the love. Latoya, everyone come in, hit that like, share, subscribe button. Please do this on all of these beautiful content creators' pages. I believe everyone is streaming. So please stop by their pages and show some love. And after this stream, drop a comment, drop a 1, do something. We need some engagement, y'all. So this gets pushed out and we can get some views. Hey, Tremaine, welcome, sis. Welcome. Hey, Layla from Chicago. Layla, Chicago is one of my most favorite places in the universe. FYI, one of my most favorite cities ever. Clara from Charleston, formerly New York. Okay, Clara. And I've seen you in the comments. Thank you for being here and making a live tonight. Hey, Anakin, not Vader. Happy Friday Eve. Yes, it is. Praise the Lord. And it's a half day for me tomorrow. Praise his name. Okay. Kimberly Monet, welcome. She says 1, just Steven and Sabrina segment. Yeah, we're going to get into it. Hey, Rod, welcome. We appreciate you. Hey, Miriam, how are you doing today? Hey, Joan. Okay, I think I covered everybody. Clara said, yes, let's engage. I'm a tea sipper anyway, honey. We're going to get all of the way into it because, I wasn't bored, but Kay, I'm going to start with you. Give me your overall thoughts. I need your overall thoughts after watching the reunion.
So, no, this was just a waste. Cause really. Well, I knew Ollie was trying to go after Queen Charlotte in the first place. We knew that. We already know he was not trying to get married to Demi anyway. Once he seen Queen Charlotte, he said it's a wrap. The rest of that was a waste of time. I knew what you call it was not finna marry that one girl. The funeral home guy was not finna marry her. We knew that. We knew the other guy was not finna marry the other lady because he was just like, I want to do 50-50 and she want to be a stay-at-home mom. It ain't gonna work out. The only one that shocked me was, dark haired couple because I thought y'all was locked in.
Okay.
Thought it was locked in and found out he just he really wasn't trying to be locked down, apparently.
Maybe, I don't know, y'all. They've been coming in. Oh, don't you feel bad? You were so wrong about Steven. I don't think I was wrong about Steven to this day. I just think it didn't work. Tyra, Overall thoughts. Overall thoughts after watching the reunion in general. What say you?
Wow, these reunions get more and more lackluster every year. It's like they get there and they don't know what to do. It's like we get there and we want to mow around the grass. They ain't even showed it like the clips I wanted to see. Like, aha! Remember when you said that? It was just so bland. I was like, that's not what we want to hear about. But I mean, I didn't expect. What shocked me with the sublime Charlotte situation, not that he would go for Charlotte because clearly, but the fact that she would even invite it. And it was like, well, you know, where we're like, it's complicated. Like, what the hell are you talking about? That was weird. That was weird. I was here for Demi, you know, finding herself. Okay. I did not like who was little baby with the rat face?
With the rat face.
With the rat face. Sam, is that Sam with the rat face?
Oh, the loser who came back. He's a weirdo. Yeah.
They keep trying to villainize that man. He just looks like Stuart Little to me. They keep trying to villainize him, and it's just like that's old, that's played out. And in the end, we still didn't hold Miss Mama's feet to no fire. And Benadryl, he just gonna be there to be by her side no matter what because he loves her. I wasn't surprised that they were still together. Sabrina and Bronny paper towels, like, and I didn't want to be like that with Sabrina. But I was like, girl, what you do?
Well, she had to do something.
Because
She said,
maybe
you know,
it's a bias just because you know we like us some Bronny paper towels and beard. You know, he just gives lumberjack. Maybe I'm trying to see something that's not there, but I'm like, what just fell apart that quickly to where, oh, this is not like, was he pretending this entire time on the show? Because that's what Sabrina was giving. So I definitely want more intel on that. Yeah, I did. I said Jessica and Taj Mara was gonna make it, and Jessica and Taj Mara, TJ Henderson, super
Jasmine,
intelligent,
baby.
flying gentleman. He made it. They made it. I was here for that. I knew they would be, in spite of her mother. But yeah, it just wasn't many peaks and valleys for me here, and I just wish certain people got held to the fire a whole lot more than they did.
Yeah, we needed to get Cat together. So here's the thing. I actually think that the castmates did a much better job of holding each other accountable than the host did. It seemed like when it started to get interesting, the host jumped in and like, oh, let's back away from that. D, what were your overall thoughts after watching the reunion?
So I will put it like this. I went into this reunion hoping for, I guess if I were to use a comparison, I was hoping for like a warm buttered roll from Golden Corral or Ryan's for all my throwback people. But what I got was a Popeye's biscuit with no treat. And I just, you know, I wasn't expecting this to be quite so dry. Like I knew that, you know, it's calm, and I understand some certain people on this panel are here for the boogery of it all, and I don't necessarily need all of that and the shenanigans. I understand we are years away from, you know, the love and hip hop shenanigans of Jocelyn and Stevie J running around the palace knocking people upside the head. I don't expect that kind of stuff. However, I'm just very curious, and it's not even just about this show, but I'm very curious as to what passes for, I don't know if hosting and journalism are the same thing, but I was kind of taught with the things I learned when I was in college and high school that, you know, about follow-up questions, about how to conduct, you know, interviews, conversations, and how to keep everything flowing. And when certain things aren't adding up and when there are like, you know, open opportunities to discuss things, you take those opportunities. And I just feel like, if no disrespect to the host, but I'm like, if this is what passes for hosting, then shoot, y'all can get me up there because I know how to ask questions, if nothing else. So I just was shocked by how whack it was from that standpoint. I'm like, why are we cutting this conversation off? Why are you not following up on this? Why are we not speaking on this other thing? It's just like, with this already, I understand, was not the most exciting season to a lot of people, but the reunion is where everything should be like, oh, like here is when we're getting the real, and I don't feel like we got that.
Yeah. Again, I think we were approaching it. I loved Demi confronting Cat. I liked Jasmine popping in it. I liked all of that. But again, they stopped it. They nipped it in the bud as soon as we got exciting. Even with Steven and Sabrina, they stopped it. But y'all, since we haven't been back since the weddings, I wanted to kind of briefly touch on that and talk about the orchestration of it all. Because for Demi and Ollie, they faked that. They faked it, they planned it. But here's the thing, much respect to Ollie for this, because I think that this was his brainchild. I think he knew she wasn't it. And he said, I don't want to embarrass you on international television. I think here's what you're going to do. You're going to get up there and you're going to tell me no. And I'm going to, but why? And I'm going to wink at the camera. I'm going to smile as she cries getting into the limo, leaving. I honestly think that that was a courtesy. If that's what happened, that's my heart of it. I really think that's what happened. Tyra, what say you? Did he do this to preserve her pride in the moment? What say you?
It definitely gave stage. I was like, Ollie. Ollie, like, if anything, with the energy that Demi was getting, naturally so with the progression, it would have been Ollie to be the one to reject her. But with them growing in a sense of what we spoke on last time, if anything, we are friends. And I don't want to embarrass you. I love you. I see me have a little prep talk. I love you. I care about you. This doesn't mean, we can't still be cool, or who knows? We might blossom into something else. But just at this moment, I just feel like this is not the right. But before we get out there for all them folks, this is what we're gonna do. Like, it was orchestrated. It felt very fake, but it did what needed to be done. And I didn't know whether to applaud or be upset at Ollie, because it's like, now be a man. You stand on there. You played in this lady face. you knew you wasn't gonna marry this woman. You knew you didn't have those type of feelings for her. But at the same time, I don't want Demi to be embarrassed either. So I was like, well, beggars can be choosers. Girl, get your little dress and your bundles and get in the limo. But yeah, this
Exactly.
was why?
And Alexandria mentions Ollie didn't speak to Demi after they left the apartment. There's no way he thought he was getting married. Absolutely. Nobody. They knew they wasn't getting married. Joan says Ollie said that he and Demi had discussed it prior to wedding day. And that's what it felt like. But again, this is what I wish Clay would have done with AD the last US season that we saw, because that was embarrassing. D, was it orchestrated or not? And you guys also drop it in the chat. Was this planned?
Like, I would have been willing to swallow it, to buy it, to kind of suck this one up and be like, okay, fine. I'll pick up. I'll conveniently pick up what you're putting down. But yeah, when Ollie hit it with the what, I said, bruv, you're going to have to find someone else, bruv. Okay. I was just like, you're gonna have to, I'm sorry, you're gonna have to play with somebody else, because ain't no way that, because let's just say this was real. There's no way, there is no reality, I'm sorry, especially based off of what we've seen, that if Demi said that he would be so shocked and so confused and disoriented. I'm like, after what we've seen, please. So yeah, because I was like, either you are putting on a show for the audience, or both of y'all have concocted some foolishness. Because as soon as he did that, I was like, nope, it's a no for me, friend.
Now, this was show down to bruv, from the show, walking him down the aisle, us not, really getting to see any of his people. Like, Ollie, you just wanted to be on TV, baby. Just say that.
That part. And then the fact that they have a conversation after, are you disappointed? You know how I'm sad, but I'm happy. You know what I mean? Like, shut up, Kay. Was this planned?
Ollie, we never believed you, bruv. Never. It was all fake. It's all fake. From the time smart guy's girl got in his face That's when he was triggered and he threw that adult tantrum and walked off the playground. We knew then it wasn't gonna be what it was, because the only reason he was triggered at that is because he knew he ain't like that girl. He took one look at Queen Charlotte and said, "That's my boo right there," and everybody else saw it, and because people called him out on it. I can't believe they said that. How they go tell me? And then we didn't even see your family until the fake wedding.
Mm.
No, you wasted that girl time. And then she get up there talking about, I'm putting myself first now. Girl, if fake Craig David turned around right now and said, girl, let's go out and get a pizza, you'd be like, okay. Knock it off.
So here's the thing, right? Even going through, because the next one I want to talk about is Tom and Maria. Now, we all kind of had it, I think, in our hearts and minds that this was a bit of a fetish. He wanted to try something different. It was very smexual, right? Because we know he had the deeper connection with Tosh in the pods. Here's my thing. I don't have an issue with him saying no on decision day. My issue with Tom is the fact that you sat down with this lady mama and you made her promises. Why? D, why? Why, D?
Bye, Bly.
Listen,
Why, Bly?
Listen, like how I am and how I deal with things on in and of myself is one thing. How I handle things and how I react and all that kind of stuff when my mother is involved is a totally different situation. I'm talking about, like, calling up somebody on graduation day saying like, "Oh, do you want to meet me somewhere?" Yes, and I've had to do that before. So the thing is, it's one, like, however you feel, like, with Maria and all that kind of stuff, that's one thing, but to I just feel like it is diabolical, the most diabolical of work to sit there and have that moment, because I was kind of like that kind of thing. I was like, oh, so are they really going to? That's what kind of made me think, like, is this really actually going to happen? Like, because it seemed like such a odd moment to have. And so then for it to be what I thought was going to happen made that scene stand out even more. And I was just like, that is foul. I mean, that is low down and a dirty shame. Yeah, that was it for me. And the thing is, and there's a whole lot to be said. I'll save the rest about Tom later. But yeah, when I saw that, I was like, oh, wow. Because that wasn't necessary.
Completely unnecessary. Why, Bly? Why did he sit down with that lady mama and make her promises and let her say, you can just call me mom? Why did he do it?
Because he a little bi-eyed, you know what? Because how you not be able to stand on business everywhere you go. You knew once you met her family and y'all knew what her morals and principles was. You ain't want it no more. You didn't like her job. You said you don't want her to be no stay-at-home mom. Even though you used to call yourself make all this money and all this kind of stuff, got this high-end job, but yet you still don't want to pay no bills and whatnot. And we know at the end of the day, you really wanted to smash. You did that in the first 2 days, and he was done after that. So I mean, he just been riding the wave since then.
Baby, when he said, I want to be body to body, I want to feel your body on top of my body in the pot. I said, girl, this is your king. This is who you want.
And then when he did, he was like, okay,
got it.
All right.
That happened. And the fact that he gets up there and says, I want my daughter raised to be independent, and my son, I don't want him to pay for the first date. Tom, you're full of it. You're full of it. You're full of poppycock and dribble.
At this point, he may want a boyfriend then. They'll split the bills with you, sir, with no problem.
We knew Benaiah and Nicole we knew that was gonna happen because his nose is wide open. Whatever, thoughts and prayers is what I said. We'll get into them in the reunion. TJ Henderson, fine young gentleman, and Jasmine, they did the thing. The one I want to talk about lastly, though, Kat and Freddy. Okay, because the way this man bought her the most beautiful earrings to match her ring, as a goodbye, as a token of his goodbye. I was absolutely here for Freddy. Freddy is the ultimate gentleman. He gets to the altar and he says, you know what? After she blurts out her yes in a very awkward way, he says, you know what? Let's be honest. You're mean. I'm not going to marry you, but we can try. I was like, maybe he's thinking they could do therapy. Honestly, I feel like in my heart, if she hadn't have been such a nasty comcocker here, they could have dated and eventually got to a different place in the relationship if that's what she wanted, right? Because the way he ran off and cried and was comforted and consoled by Betsy Dora and the male staff there, I didn't know what was going to happen. I was on the edge of my seat. Tyra,
Poor
Tyra,
baby.
what do you think about Cotton Freddy? Cotton Freddy.
Poor Freddie. I was here. I was like, yeah, that's how you go out, Freddie. Like, yeah, look at them diamonds, girl. You could have had it all, baby. You could have had that. You could have had that then some. You was worried about, catching the bag and trying to be out here being bad and bougetto. No. I thought that was the most pimp thing ever. Like when he gave her that, and I knew deep down, like Freddie, you know better. Sister ain't never wrong. She's like, if you was thinking about bringing that into our family, you better think again. No, she is not the one. And then we had the brother there. I was like, oh, they built it up real well, child. As soon as she got them earrings, her and the girls were like, oh, well, there's no way he would send this and plan to say, no, girl, this means that we are getting married. This is a stamp on it. And Fred was like, nah, that's just my farewell present.
That's a parting gift.
That's just my little parting gift. Like, but you could tell that he just had to do what was best for him. It was like, not like he sat there, he cried. It's just like, don't hug me. I was like,
don't touch me.
Don't
She's
hug
so
me.
Nasty.
Rightfully so, but I respected the decision. Like, marry her for what? Holler at me for what? Marry her for what? Absolutely not. She's like, I don't want miserable days and long nights with you, and you got me yelling at me as I hold your purse in the department store. Hell no, I'm getting out of here. Freddie, do what you need to do. I was so happy with the gift because it was a double-edged sword. Yes, this was my parting gift, but it was also like, yeah, you see them diamonds? Yeah, girl, you could have had everything. I got a jizzle. I'll run the whole funeral, Paul, okay? You could have had everything. You worried about the wrong stuff.
Because Freddie wasn't on no 50-50. Freddie said, I got you. I got you, girl. Kay, why is Cat such a demon seed? And why did she go off on her daddy like that? He was just trying to chase after her and consult her. What's wrong with Cat, Kay? And were you surprised that Freddie stood on business?
Good, Freddie. Because Freddie, now how will she ever move out with Mommy and Teddy? You were her meal ticket, Freddie. Come back. No, never. She seen when she seen Freddie had that real money, she changed her too. Oh, wait a minute. I had an attitude with him for weeks. I need to change up my song. And he was like, no, I was trying to play around, tell a little jokey joke every now and then. And you was looking at me like I was crazy. You act like you had a problem being around my family. I ain't even cheat on you. But then how you mad at the other people that got cheated? It wasn't you. You mad, and I ain't even gave you a reason to be mad. But he gave her a reason to be mad now. So that attitude that you had those few weeks ago, bring it back.
Keep that same energy, because 7 years ago was 7 years ago. These people are young. He was in his early 20s. She was like, once a cheater, always a cheater. Freddie.
And once a bum, always a bum.
D, what say you about Cat and Freddie? Were you proud of Freddie? And did you think he would have dated her after this if she had shown a little bit more grace in the moment?
What I will say first, as far as Freddie and this whole outcome with Cat, 10 out of 10, no notes. Now, I will also say really quickly that I know Betsy Dora wanted to laugh so bad, but she had to keep her composure for the cameras. I could just feel, I know it's like, I know she wanted to laugh, cheer, do all the things, but she's like, we on camera, let me chill out. But I could feel it. It's not just, yes, I could feel it deep down. Here's the thing. And maybe it's a slightly different dynamic, but I feel like, especially given the bragging that she did, I feel like on some level, Freddie and Cat's situation was very similar to Tom and Maria's, where it was like she was so in love with the idea of love and seeing him and, and all these things. And I just think once, because considering that her name is Cat, I think once she got her scratched, she was like on to the next. It was like, all right, like the initial thing. Oh, like, oh, okay. Now I have to come back to reality. I'm just like, oh, you're to this. Oh, you're to that. And because we also know that Kat is emotionally stunted, which is why she had to confront Ollie over being the one to break up. And she has all these ego issues and all this stuff she ain't even begun to unpack yet. I already knew it was a wrap from there, but she was just going to go ahead and try to, lock down a good bag while she was at it. I'm like, okay, let's I'm leaving with something, right? So she was like, I'm getting something out of this. And just for Freddie, thankfully, had enough sense to know what he was dealing with, and set himself free.
Set me free, why don't you, babe? Right? I mean, and that's what we needed to do. So now after the weddings, right? So we know, and let me just go back for good measure. We know that only Sabrina and Steven, Benaya, Leroy Jones, and Nicole, and Jasmine and Bobby. Those are the three couples that stayed together. But at the reunion, everyone comes, right? And we kind of already talked about this. Did anything surprise you? But drop it in the chat for me and let me know if anything surprised you on this. I don't like how Ollie was looking at Ben right there, though. So I just had to put that picture. In. But again, Jasmine and Bobby, we knew this. They are living their best life, honey. They are trying for baby number one. They done moved into the dream home. And now Jasmine mama loved TJ Henderson. Apparently he was a fine young gentleman. D, talk to me about it. What did you think of their update? They're trying for baby. Do they look happy? Does this look like a chemistry for you? Like, what do you think about this union?
I just think, every day is another lesson, and sometimes your head's in the world. If you make the wrong decision, is it the end of the world? You know what I'm saying? You just, you'll.
I'm not to play with you. I'm not about to play with you.
I'm just saying, at some point you'll reach your destination, and they've reached their destination. You know what I'm saying? Like, because you can be anything you want to be, and what they wanted to be was a loving married couple, and they are. I had hope for them, and even with Jasmine's kind of like moments, I was just like, listen. And I'm not trying, no disrespect to Mama, because I don't know her life, I don't know nothing about what she got going on, but I was just like, some of that energy and all that bitterness and all that stuff that jumped out at that whole gathering. I'm like, Jasmine, I'm like, think about it, because you got two futures sitting ahead of you. Like, you got a future right here with Bobby, and then you got a future right ahead of you with Mama, and you're gonna end up just like Mama if you're not careful. So I'm glad that she was kind of able to just to see, like, all right, regardless of what you think, I'm going for my heart. This is a good man, Savannah, as we know, and let's move forward. So to me, I had hope for them in the beginning. Like I said, that one little part was rocky, but I was really trusting and believing they were going to be good, and the fact that they are, it makes sense. And I see TJ giving us a little tan. He looks much like his counterpart now.
Listen, you got the body of a dancer. The body of a dancer. The way she's looking at him now, he's doing something special. I think in that bedroom. Kay, why, Bly? What do you think of Jasmine and Bobby? Is she looking at him longingly now? Because I know we thought it might have been a little dry. He's not her typical type, right? But is he putting it down? Is TJ Henderson doing the dang thing, you think?
I just want to point out real quick. Him and his family got some strong genes, because you can tell when they was getting ready for the wedding and whatnot. I said, all of these people look alike, like a lot alike. Mm-hmm. I don't know where he come from, but them genes real strong. I am still not sold on this relationship. I just feel like they're going to be like that they're really good friends. I'm not getting the romance part. But I'm getting like, hey, if he's here for me, then I'm gonna be in it. But who's to say? One of his records might go viral and he might start acting up. I don't know. I don't know.
So you say she said make it enough. I'm about to make it enough. Okay. Tyra, what say you about Jasmine and Bobby? Bobby, the king of R&B.
Bye.
You know how I felt about them from the beginning. I thought they had the strongest bond along with Sabrina and them. But I think Bobby putting it down, okay? I think Bobby is putting that body of a dancer energy on her. He doing the dirty wine in Jasmine twice on Sunday. Now, my problem is that Jasmine still has a lot of her mother's tendencies. Even when we went back to like see what they were doing, and I think it was Christmas, and she got him a shirt that says Jasmine. I feel like she has a low jack on this man. I feel like Bobby has to check in, you know, every 4 hours, or if he don't, it could be an issue. I just feel like, Bobby, you got one. Don't slip up, bro. don't slip up. You don't have room for error with her, because if she think for 5 seconds you even looking at somebody else, that body of a dancer gonna go down a flight of steps. Like, don't do it. Don't do it. That's a scary thing, because he shouldn't have to walk on any eggshells for Jasmine. But that's the type of energy that Jasmine gives, and she also like gives that she needs reassurance. Like, love me. You love me, right? I'm perfect, right? I'm the best woman you ever had.
I think, and maybe that's why he's still there, because ain't nobody else gonna deal with that, and he might be the only one that's playing into her foolishness. Another person probably would have been like, "Girl, if you don't get out my face with all that." But I think that they're hanging in there tough, because he's playing into her insecurity. Give me your location.
Yeah, that's why
Wear this microchip. Check in. FaceTime me when you go out.
Yeah, what's going to happen?
Say my name out loud.
When he doesn't, like, what is going to happen to them when he doesn't do that? What's going to happen when you call him and tell him to FaceTime, flip the phone, and show me your surroundings, and he doesn't want to do it anymore? Like,
on that video set.
Yeah,
what's their names?
Does she have a body of a dancer? I need to know. Like, I don't know. I just feel like it could go left really quickly, and I'm hoping that that's something that she'll outgrow. But with the mother that she has, we just know it's a whole lot seething up underneath there. I don't know.
It runs deep. And again, she is a self-proclaimed jealous woman, right? And so we know what jealousy leads to on both sides, and it's not pretty either way. Clara, you got some explaining to do. I need you to clarify this for me. Yes, that was a shocker. I found out before the reunion, especially knowing his girlfriend was in the audience. Who do you speak of? In the audience at the wedding, believe he rekindled with the ex, needed to get ready. I believe need to get rid of Sabrina. You're talking about my Steven? Oh, I need to see the proof. I need to see the facts. But let me know if you're talking about Steven. Okay, so now this was probably the most entertaining portion of the reunion for me, because Demi found her backbone. I mean, I love the bust down. She was tan. Her makeup was together. I loved this for Demi. I love this moment for her. Sabrina is over there looking a bit like the Wicked Witch of the East. I'm gonna set it right there. She does. She looks mad. She looks upset. But Demi in this moment, again, talking to Ollie, and she says, "Listen, Ollie, we'll get into that. I just really want to talk about her going in on Cat, because Cat said some things. Cat said some things in the pods about, well, when he sees her, oh, let me stop because my mouth gets me into trouble." And so Demi sees it, and she confronts Kat and said, "What do you mean by that? What do you mean? Demi, you're my friend. I love you. I didn't, no. I wasn't even thinking that. I wasn't. Kay, talk to me about that. We know what Kat implied, that she was the better option, that Ollie would want her over Demi. What did you think about this whole interaction, Demi calling Kat on the carpet about that comment?
It was past due, because Kat been real mouthy and disrespectful for a long time, and good, Demi, stand up. You needed to do that. I just want to point out real quick, y'all know in The Little Mermaid when Ursula turned into a human.
Not Vanessa. Lord, not Vanessa.
That's what she's sitting there looking like right now next to Demi. All I can think about is when Ursula stole Ariel's voice.
You know what?
Well, good job, Demi.
D, what did Kat mean what she said and say what she meant? because now she's trying to backtrack because it don't look good. But she meant it, didn't she?
I agree with Miriam. Vanessa was definitely bad. I will never disagree with that. But yeah, here's the thing. And again, I've said this before. I don't know if it's just because I got older, life experience, my personality. I don't know what it is, but I just feel like if you said it, stand in it, own it, and let it be what it is. We're like, you know what? And and my thing is sometimes you don't necessarily have to be apologetic. That's how I felt at the time. It wasn't the right, or if you want to try to be apologetic and say it wasn't the right thing to say, that's fine. But don't downplay and try to flip around and say like what, because my thing is, it's very simple. Like, why would your mouth get you in trouble? What is your mouth about to say? What would the trouble be? And as I said before, the trouble that your mouth was going to get you into is that you're thinking like, why would he like this fat black woman compared to me and my white, skinny, fair, body and
that
look.
internalized racism. Yeah, we see it.
Yeah, it's like it's not possible. Like it's just like and granted, she's not gonna say that. My thing is just at least own the fact that you were being insulting and you were being catty and you were being jealous. And which is not surprising, like I said, given her insecurities, her emotionally stunted mentality, all of that. So that's my issue, and I'm glad that was addressed. It could have gone further because to me, and this is when I was also talking about the follow-up questions, because it's just like no. This is what you said. Why did you say that? What did you mean? You know what I'm saying? No, I'm not saying, I'm saying like that's literally what she's thinking. I'm not saying that about her. But I'm like, but you can see like the disdain, like in the real world, they wouldn't. What does that mean? We know what that means. So it's just like own it and let it be what it is. But the backpedaling and the you know what popping, I'm not here for that.
No, I totally agree. And we'll get into, what Ollie responds to Kat as well saying, but she meant what she meant. She said what she meant, right? And she knew how it was going to come off. And what made me sad is that she was all the while pretending to be Demi's friend. Tyra, were you proud of Demi for calling her on the carpet about this?
I would have gave Demi a ghost if she would have just bopped her in the middle of her damn forehead. That's the only thing that I was missing. I just because she wasn't getting it. Like, girl, don't play with me. You know what you meant. No, not like that. I just shut up, girl. Like, I really don't have time for the backpedaling and pee popping up in here in this reunion. I just wanted her to like take that big black hand and slap her in the middle of her forehead. Because what you're not going to do is say that and then pretend to. I just see Demi, and that's not my friend. I care. Like the whole show, she was so concerned for that's not the Demi from the pods, and I just care about her well-being, and I just need Ollie to. Girl, shut up. You thought she was the bee's knees. Like I just don't have time for that. I was happy that we had that moment. I wish that them hosts, I don't know where they find these hosts because they seem to be a hindrance. I don't know if it's a contractual thing to like, okay, well, if things are getting a little too hot, because we don't need something escalating to what maybe could turn into something physical. So if it's getting there, let's move on. Okay, let's just move from that. Like, no, I needed Demi to thump her in the middle of her forehead and say, "Try me, B." But we weren't gonna get that, so it was okay.
Where are the Wendy Williams type hosts? Where are
well, they mentioned it in the they mentioned it in the comments a little bit earlier in the live tonight that in the UK I guess there are certain standards for reality TV, and so they can't take certain things too far, baby. But you better take it there.
Okay, and here she goes. Be over there then.
And here she goes. And this is honestly the best that I've seen Kat look. I thought she looked okay for the reunion, but here's the thing, like, thinking that you're the ideal, looking how you look, Kat, again, it never gave that, in my opinion. And I really appreciated Ollie in this moment and Jasmine, because Jasmine said, well, let's not do this because you're lying. But Ollie said, baby, you're nothing like anyone I would ever talk to. Like Demi she's the mold. Like, baby, let's not do that. You know what I mean? I appreciated this. This gave me something that I needed. I needed to see that look on Kat's face. I needed her to try to conjure up some tears in the moment. Tyra, what did you think of Ollie standing on business and being like, listen, baby, it was never you?
I can't trust you no more, Ollie. I can't. Like I can't. When I get to feeling like you just trying to make the cameras like, hello, I'm Ollie, I'm here all day. Like, call me up. I'm trying to be on the UK's finest men. Like, I don't know what your intentions are. So at that moment, I just felt like it was, oh, this is good to say in the moment. Because when you saw Cat, that's not the energy you were giving on the show. You weren't giving like, oh, like I would have done. Oh, you looked exactly like I pictured you. Like, let's talk. We need to have a moment. Yeah, it wasn't giving that on the show when you saw Cat. You was lost, turned out and bewildered. You didn't know which way to go. You didn't know what to do. That's Cat. Like, oh, she's beautiful. She wasn't as sublime as Charlotte. Now, Queen Charlotte is a whole other thing. But
she didn't get no
let's not act
adjectives.
like you weren't at all attracted to Cat, because it gave that when you saw her for the first time. But if it sounds good on TV, it's good to say. But all right, kudos. We like a little egg. We like a little egg on Cat's face. Everybody needs a little wake up call. And that's not to say that Cat isn't beautiful, but you aren't like the standard to just be like fawning and if anybody sees me, whoever's standing next to me, it just don't matter. I don't have time for that. It looked like baby got a little Botox too, just a little bit in the face. It looked a whole lot. Yeah, tighten up. She got a little tune up. It's cool.
And hey, I don't care if he didn't mean it or not. I'm glad he said it and defended a Black woman on international television. Kay, what did you think about Ollie's declaration? Was it a farce? Was it put on? Did he mean it, or does it even matter? We just glad he said
what to who?
To Kat, saying that she wasn't the standard, that she wasn't, Demi would have been the type.
Now that he has Queen Charlotte, Ollie don't give a damn about nobody on that damn stage at this point. He really don't care. He just up there waiting to go back over there with Queen Charlotte. He said, I found, the prototype for me. The rest of y'all can go to hell. At this point. Don't put my name in it. I don't want you and I don't want her either. I got my girl. Let's wrap this up.
D, what say you?
Yeah, I think the doctor pulled her just a little tight. Not quite as withered as she normally is. Shout out to Catherine the Withered. But yes, listen, I already said that the foundation was cracked. So I was just like, okay, but let's crack it just a little bit more on this stage on national television. And sometimes people need that. I've said this plenty. Me and my mom have said this plenty of times where it's just like some folks in life have to get to a point where they either get cussed out from head to toe and all the way back up again. They need to get bopped upside their head, or they just need to get humiliated and embarrassed to the point where it's just like, oh yeah, you gonna learn today. Those are the three scenarios. And although you could argue it wasn't to the extreme, just that moment was definitely needed. So it's not even, and I agree with even if it's just the optics, I'll take it, because we don't see that, the optics of a Black woman being defended in a situation like this. And someone else had also said on one of the lives that even the women, defending, the majority of the women genuinely defending Demi and being on her side. That's something we also don't necessarily see in these situations. They kind of get othered or pushed to the background. But I thought it was a great thing. But I also thought that it was, you could argue it was convenient for Ollie, if nothing else, given the circumstances. But yeah, I just think ultimately it was something she needed to hear, because the way she went through this show, like she was just the bee's knees and the gift to Love Is Blind. I'm just like, sometimes we just have to be humbled in life and understand, like, you're not giving what you think you are. Settle down.
Oh, Stewie. Brian.
Let's look at the little weirdo. He came to say that he's really going through it. People are being so unkind, and he doesn't understand where it's all coming from. Do you guys even care? D, do you care
about Bozo with the fake nose? No, absolutely not.
He should have got them eyes done. They really say that he's old boy from The Office. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh
BJ Novak.
I already knew it.
They say the great value BJ Novak, and I see it. Kay, did we need him? Did we even need to see him again?
Him and Cat look like Elf on the Shelf. We didn't need them unless it's around Christmas time.
Tyra, Did we need to see the weirdo?
Crying white tears on the stage. Nobody cares.
I just see. I want to have intercourse with you. This is like little Stewie, like a long Stewie. Ooh, yeah. I mean, I think he got the villain edit. Somebody had to get it, and he got it. But you gave them something to work with, so we can't really just be too mad at that. But I can't say in solidarity that I'm just over his little situation with Nicole, because I said it and I stood on it. Like, she didn't stand on it. But I mean, there's going to be some backlash, so somebody had to get it, and Stuart Little got it.
Speaking of that, now you got something to say, Nicole? Now you got something to say. Now you got a little piece of paper you wanted to pull out. Now you want to mean mug him. My thing is, if this whitey man had the cojones, you know what I'm saying, to get up and disrespect you in front of a bar full of people, talking about the reason you didn't want to stay with him is because he wouldn't give you none of that schlong, right? And you can't say anything about it then. You can't talk to it, talk to your fiance about it then. Why now? Why, Bly? Why, Bly? Tell me, why now? Why?
She get up here with this bad weave again. Okay. With the stiff, but they say the people that have stiff hair have a soft life. So at this point, you know what? I ain't even mad. You might be living the soft life. So you know what?
I thought it was hard wig, hard life.
But that's where she living at this point. It had no kind of movement in it. Okay. Now Demi's was, Nicole, she ain't even trying. She making sure she's staying in that soft life with that hard weave. But this was her she could have had an opportunity to step to him and to make it known that her and Thor are good to go. Okay, first of all, you tried to go over there with him first because he was being fake and pretentious. And you was protecting me the whole time, and you always had my back, and yet you went over there anyway. And he's looking at you like, I was telling you everything you wanted to hear, and you was buying into it. So just be honest about it. And because he's looking at her in shock, like everything I was selling, you was buying. And I need her to go ahead and admit that part. She is the one that's trying to villainize him. But no, the whole time Beignet told you the deal, but you apparently you wanted the fakeness. She trying to hold on to Thor. She never had a real person like that before. She trying to hold on to him. But no, man, he holding her a little bit too tight. Because I would have said, that's your man's over there, right?
That's the one you didn't want to give an explanation about, because my thing is, in the moment, like I said, if this man is up there lying on the D, lying on your hootenanny, saying that you wanted to get, if it wasn't true, why not tell him? And look at my baby Freddy there. He don't even want to sit by Sam. Tyra.
I mean,
what is that swoop at the top he got going on there? What is this?
Jimmy Neutron.
What was on that paper she had again?
I don't know what was on the paper. Probably, I think Benaiah wrote her a speech. I think he said, baby, I got your back. You need to get up here and you need to defend your honor and your name. Because we know he Captain Sava at this point.
I don't believe her. I don't. If somebody, especially with the way that Banaka was going up for her every single time, that he just felt like there was an ounce of disrespect towards her. That is the ultimate disrespect, to say like, oh, she was harboring over this D, and she only over there with you because I rejected her and I didn't want to give her none. Like, that's disrespect. And we bring that to light, and you go out of your way to avoid it. I feel like now, like it's a year later, I feel like she's gonna take that out of the grave. I honestly do. I don't see, like, Sam is a lot of things, but just to like lie in that way to, I guess, like, save face, I don't know. Something occurred. There's some truth somewhere in the middle, but I don't 100% believe her, because it makes no sense to be in avoidance and, oh, yeah, just, if we don't have to talk, we just move on, just focus on us. And well, no, he has to, oh no, I don't want to talk about that. Why not?
Yeah.
Why
can't we talk about it?
Because the way Banaka would have went off if he would have said, oh, he's a bold-faced lie. Never, that never happened. Child, that ponytail would have came down.
Baby, top knot, where? D.
Well, if the general conversation is any indication, in regards to Nicole as far as this reunion, because now maybe it's just me, but I just feel like with reunions, especially since the whole glam thing became the thing in reunions. Shout out to the Real Housewives. I think that I think that the whole point of coming to a reunion is kind of get overly glam, kind of transform. Like, this is a different kind of vibe, different kind of look. Nicole, I think, missed that memo. I think because the thing is, Mama D said, like lips, lashes, brows, can't forget about my edges. And I just felt like not just the edges, but everything else got forgotten in the mix. Just going off of what the people are saying. That's what I see, and I understand it because it's a lot going on. But second of all, when it comes to Nicole, I wish I could say otherwise or think otherwise. But when I was watching Nicole on that stage, all I was thinking was, why the you lying? You just keep on lying. Oh my God. Stop lying. I was just like, stop, Nicole, stop. I just like, here's the thing. Like, either you're going to say what it is or you need to shut up and not be on the reunion, because you are not going to tell me after we saw that. Because the thing is, that was a very specific moment between them. They were off in whatever corner it was. Cameras are still running, obviously, but no one is going to say something to my face that is not true. And I know it's not true and be like, well, yeah. Or if you just kind of brush it off like whatever.
No, you can still walk away and go, see, he's not a bad guy. He's a good guy.
Where defending him? Yeah.
Based on what? So yeah, I just feel like I understand Benadryl is gonna stand 10 toes down for his girl, and it's all the idea of being love with the idea of love and all that, but your girl got a little lying problem, and I'm hoping that doesn't become a bigger issue in the relationship, because I'm just like, just say what it is, because ultimately, if you did, I mean,
like, it is what it is,
right?
Stand on it. And Alexandria, so well, Nicole did say it was a lie. She did in the reunion, and Sam did not dispute it, and he apologized. But here's the thing. He is now on a publicity tour to try to clear his name. Why wouldn't he just say, oh, I was wrong for that. That was a bad look. But in the moment, there's no way you're going to tell me I did that and I didn't do it. And I have my new fiance right here. There is absolutely no way I'm going to let that stand. I don't care how passive you are. I mean, I would at least pull Ben to the side. Like, he's lying to me. If you were scared to confront Sam, you could have pulled the damsel in distress. For so many ways to navigate that. I honestly think this is a publicity stunt. Like, I think he putting on for the gram. That's how I feel about that, y'all. But now we have the aftermath. Maria and Tom, and I feel like Maria cleared in this moment. Like, you're an awful person, you're judgmental. What does it say? Your mama wasn't there. Just because I come from a good family that doesn't judge people by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. I said, well, Maria, let Tom know. And we cleared up the debacle with Tosh, because like I said, Tosh ain't tell you present day she loved you. You're messy, Tom. You're messy. Your messy boots. And for what? Tyra, were you here for Maria giving Tom a little bit of the business with his weird outfit? I don't know why he had that blazer on. I don't like this look.
I just never gave a damn about their dynamic at all. They just didn't belong together, and they knew that. So it's like, why are we even pretending? Why are we lying to the grandma from Coco? Like, why would you do that? Why would you sit there and lie in that woman's face? Like, who lies to she was giving that, demeanor, like that soft, like, oh, Coco. Like, she was giving the grandma from Coco. How you gonna lie in that lady's face? That told me everything I needed to know. But like, I mean, I was here for him being checking him, and him acknowledging, like, yes, I was wrong for that, and I'm a little disgusted and disturbed by just watching myself back. I shouldn't have done that, and I'm sorry. But yeah, Maria, that needed to be said. But yeah, they needed to stay far away from each other. This was never going to be a concise situation for them to be married. They don't even like each other. Bye.
No. And they don't even look like they're in the same league at all. Look at her. Look at this look on tonight. Maria looks amazing, and he looks like a carpet salesman. D.
I mean, I'm gonna be honest. I never really saw it for great
No
value.
offense.
Colin Firth, huh?
I
What
said
happened?
no offense to carpet salesmen. I didn't mean that as.
I mean, if you catch the stray, you catch the stray. But when it comes to great value, Colin Firth, I was never really a fan of his from the beginning. I realized that I really just like looking at Maria because I mean, Maria got it. I just like, I mean, just from the bit, I was just like, okay. And really, every time I was in the scene, I would always just stare at Maria, and then Tom just so happened to be there, and then I'm like, okay, we'll see how things work out. But Maria. So yeah,
Maria.
I was. Ooh, I almost did it, but I'm not gonna do it. So
Do it, D. Do it, D.
Maria. Go on, D. Hit that note.
Remind me of a West Side Story.
Growing up in Spanish
Spanish
Harlem.
Harlem.
She living
she
a
living the
life
life
just
just like a movie
being
star.
excited.
Oh, okay, I'm done. I would like to mention that I was gonna move on before y'all open that up. So I'm gonna blame that on y'all. But yeah, I was here for Maria giving him the energy he needed. And the funny thing to me is, and even like what she said, and I love what she said. Just even when it comes down to what she said about, because that was to me that was definitely one of the most offensive parts about it was trying to. My thing is, if you don't want the woman, you don't want the woman. But saying like, I want my child to be raised this way, and my child is gonna be raised. And she was like, listen, look at my family. Look at how we've been raised. Look at the children that my parents have raised in the situation we are in now. And I think it's one of those things where people, I understand we can talk about money and financial gain, all that kind of stuff, but what is your character? And I think character is one of those things that people kind of discount or don't pay attention to. And my thing is, you can have money all day, but it doesn't make you a good person. It doesn't make you a person with with good character, with morality, with any of those things. And it's funny that Tom, like a lot of people with money, or think that they have money or claim to have money, it's just like, you got all this money, but your teeth are steady throwing up gang signs. Like, what's going on?
They said West Side. He doesn't give affluent, and he doesn't give wealth to me. I know that's the facade that he carries and puts on, but he definitely gives financially insecure to me. Listen, at my big age, I have never met a man who wasn't financially insecure that had an issue with being a provider. You know what I'm saying? Like, especially for a wife. We're not talking about a girlfriend, a chick on the street. We're talking about someone who potentially is going to be the mother of your children. It gave broke boy energy. Why, Bly?
I got something for both of them on this one right here. I got something for both of them. We'll start with Maria because she's a little bit easier to go through. Don't feel like the way that you got the guy was, and he was going to change after that. You knew he was hyping you up for sexual energy. Like when they seen each other, she was just like, this is for you and all that kind of stuff. I wore this for you. But then get around her family and be dressed like a Mormon. And he was like, what? So no, don't do all that. Trying to throw out your sex appeal and then be like, okay, my family is very conservative. Don't hold my hand. We don't do PDA. We don't do none of that. And he's like, that ain't who I was talking to in the pod. So which person is this? Because the person that was in the pod, that was the one that I thought we were just gonna smash and we go, be cool and lay up. And then now you like, we ain't gotta do all of that. I'm trying to get to the housewife lifestyle. And he was like, whoa. That's not, we ain't had those conversations. Okay, we were talking about the bedroom, and now you talking about the bedroom, the kitchen, the playroom, the dining room. We ain't even talk about all those rooms. I'm stuck in this room. So she's at fault for putting that projecting that onto him. She had him thinking this certain narrative, and that's what he was attracted to. Ma'am, if that's not who you were, you shouldn't have put the bait out there, because he took it and ran with it, and then you took it back, and he was confused. He definitely Mr. I'm going to talk about other people's jobs because I have such a good one. If your job is so good, then why you broke then?
Well,
Because only a broke man would be worried about trying to have her pay for her own dates and stuff like that. A real man that want to be the head of a
a
household
real
that
man.
got it ain't gonna be worried about if you do or not. Cause he gonna be like, whether you got it or not, I'm still got it. So we gonna be good after that. And
Listen.
that's it. But he too busy worried about we gonna go half and half. Sir, if you just want a male roommate, say that. Okay. If that's all you want,
Hell,
just say
say
that.
everybody a man.
Okay.
Well,
like maybe if you want to be husband and husband and y'all go 50-50, because he's probably not gonna look at you as a provider unless his name is Louis Dupont Dulac.
Why he worried
she
about that makeup
said,
artist job? So, girl, you can't go 50-50 with me with that.
listen, it ain't tricking if you got it.
And he ain't got
Hey,
it.
Miss Honey, you made it to Alive. Welcome, welcome. Tom grew up watching his single mom work her booty off for their fam, but didn't feel the guilt that some of us single parent home kids did. He doesn't have that empathy. Mm-mm, mm-mm, mm-mm.
He
But
need
you
to work
guys,
that out
thank
with his therapist.
and do if he has one. But you guys, we have 55 people here. I want to thank you guys for coming in, showing support. If you have a comment that you have to have read, attach $1 to it on any of the platforms, and we will run it up, y'all, and we will talk about it. But let me just say a quick thank you, and we will be right back.
I'm here to find my husband.
Thank y'all. But so now we are on Demi and Ollie. And listen, here's the thing. I knew he wanted Charlotte because remember, she was berserk. She was sublime. She was all of those things for him. And so I knew when he got the opportunity, he was going to shoot his shot. Now, if the chat earlier in this live is correct, he and Charlotte did not make it a go. They did not make it happen in the long run. And maybe Ollie gave F boy vibes from the beginning. I will say he's seemingly a nice guy. You know, he's one of those guys that you might have as a friend. I don't think I wouldn't recommend any woman being in a relationship with Ollie at this moment in time. But what I found interesting is that they're sitting on opposite ends of the stage. If they're friends and cool like it came up, why not sit together? And I didn't mind that he and Charlotte made an endeavor. You know, it's been a year since the taping. I just want to know when the connection was made. How long after this whole thing was it made? D, I'm going to start with you. What did you think of their interaction? Why are they sitting on opposite ends of the stage?
I just want to make sure you're referring to why Demi and Ollie are sitting opposite the stage, or
Yeah.
okay.
Why can't they just be good friends? She said he's a good man. He's just not my mom. Not my mom.
Not my mind. Not my mind. I could be wrong. I have a feeling that Demi is probably a lot more aware and probably watching the show as well. I think she's probably a little bit more aware of the BS that's gone on. Like, I mean, I know she can put on a good face and say, and I don't think she's lying. I mean, she can say like he's cool, he's a good guy, and this and that. But I just think she was able to peep some of the foolishness that we saw go down on the show, and it's kind of like, all right, I guess. And as far as the whole Charlotte, the Queen Charlotte, my thing is, I mean, like, I don't know, Ashley. Just felt like you were putting something out there in the atmosphere on that. We had a separate slide and everything, and now look where we are. So speaking things into existence. I here again. I just feel like let's Lord, not mall jewelry. But yeah, no, my issue is like, and I understand when it comes to the whole relationship thing, everyone doesn't have everything figured out, but I'm just like, we are adults. We are capable, hopefully, we are capable of communicating and, maturely discussing what the situation is, where you are at the moment, or even if you're unsure. But all the like, sir, say that we are kicking it, or we're kind of getting to know each other, where but all this we wind blow, we over here, the wind blow, we over here, the wind blow, we back here. Like, please make it plain, make it clear, we together, we're not together, we're still figuring out whatever it is. But all that, please, it was working my nerves so bad.
Tyra.
Girl, I'm glad Demi has this this overnight confidence. It seems if it took to get to the show and maybe see yourself, like some Demi needed to work on herself. I don't think this was the place to be there, and I think she's probably still working, hopefully, on it. But look good while we're doing it. She wouldn't sit on that couch with Ollie. Like, I'm sure she watched it back and was like, look at me. Like, look how hard I'm gunning for this man. That's my man. That's my man. I want that man. Like, what the hell am I doing? Like, and then probably kind of seeing Ollie at moments of, hindsight is 2020. It's just like, yeah, I'm gonna sit over here. he's bruv. He's a good bruv, but not my bruv. So I'm not sitting over there. And then Ollie shows absolutely no growth with it. Like, you can't even Charlotte, girl. I thought you was the queen, Charlotte. I would like to think that, and in a different world, Charlotte wouldn't even entertain Ollie. Like, and she's all, giving him. Everybody wants to pour into Ollie. Like, oh, he's a good man, and he's pretty. I don't think I would have made it through. But what are you talking about? He can't even confidently say who and what you are. It sounded like, yeah, we got it in. Yeah, I hit that. Yeah, that's what it sounded like. That's all that sounded like. Like, yeah, I hit it, and yeah, it was good. Like, yeah, that's what it felt like. It didn't feel like anything substantial for Charlotte to be out there singing his praises as an individual. Ollie is a player. He's he's a charmer. Rightfully so. He's not a bad looking man. So it's not hard to understand why, but it's like, yeah, Demi has some glasses on now, and they're no longer rose colored. And I'm happy for her in that.
Yeah. I mean, Demi didn't move back home with the parentals, right? Said that she's focusing on the things that she loves. And I thought maybe Ollie, and maybe I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt, but I thought he was being hesitant in order to preserve Demi's feelings about the status of their relationship. But word on the street is he had 3 connections in the pods. He had Demi, he had Charlotte, and he had Cat. They just didn't show us his connection with Charlotte. Kay, what did you think of their interaction on the stage? And what did you think of Ollie going berserk for Sublime?
Ollie knew he saw Demi as a home girl. And, that was one of the things that she talked about was her insecurities, is that most guys will friend zone her. And I think maybe watching the playback, she was just like,
I got friend zoned.
Oh shit. He did it to me too. Like this happened again. And she probably saw on the playback how he was like, yeah, she's sublime. Look at her. She's so fun. And she probably like, but when he got around me, he was like, you cute girl. You all right. You good. It's just like, where was that energy? Where was the Queen Charlotte energy to build me up and lift me up? Where was the big eyes and all of that stuff? And then to see where he walked out from the playground like a little sad puppy, and she was walking behind them and everybody was looking at her. I'd have been so embarrassed of looking at that. Yeah, she should have been embarrassed because he really played in her face that whole time.
Ms. Honey says, Demi said in a post interview that Charlotte was respectful enough to tell her about her relationship with Ollie before the reunion. Okay. Yeah. And Charlotte followed on the TikTok for one of the posts that I made from our live and basically like kind of giggled. She has a twin sister and she has a pretty interesting story as far as her life. If you want to check her out on IG.
There's two fine Charlottes walking around this world. All right, Charlotte. It's sublime twice.
She a couple of years ago, I guess, had like done an egg retrieval and stuff. She froze her eggs because she hadn't met her person yet. And so she documented that whole journey on her Instagram. So it's kind of interesting to see that.
Well, girl, Ollie ain't it.
She did this years before, but yeah, I mean, she got them eggs just in case these men don't act right. Listen, I'm not mad at her. Next we had Freddy and Cat, right? And they had to talk, and she's singing a whole different song now. She says that she saw herself on the show. She didn't like what she saw. And today she is a new person. I am 100 times better. Yes, he was so kind and so sweet, but it just, I understand now. And now I'm in a happy relationship. She did a podcast and I really don't care, but she is in a relationship with another contestant who was there in the pods that we never got the opportunity to see. But y'all, what did you think of Freddie's response? Because he looked uncomfortable the entire time. Kay, I'm going to start with you. What did you think of their exchange in the reunion?
He's so over her. He is so over her. And he probably know that she was talking mess about him. He probably done heard, people probably said, you know what word on the street is? She said, da, 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 da. And so he came up there with an attitude. He came up there with an attitude. And what Ollie and what does that got to do with him over there with Queen Charlotte and putting her in the friend zone? Ollie's still trash. Yeah, Freddie is so over her. And I think he probably seen that on the playback, how she was just like copying an attitude with him, like, I can't believe he's acting like this and he's getting on my nerves here and he's so irritable. And then how she was acting when Ollie came around, like, oh, let me flirt with him because he wanted me. Ocho Cinco wanted me. He ain't got time for all that. Like, he was probably like, it's like this is how you was acting this whole time. He looked at her like, you know what? I wish I would have never gave you that ring or them earrings. Like, I want them back.
Yeah, return to sender. Tony says they were easy on Cat, and they were. And here's the thing: they are compelled by YT women tears. I mean, it's unfortunate. It's a sad truth. In reality, when they bust out those waterworks, they stop the pressure. Demi was about to go in. Jasmine was about to go in. The host said, "No, stop. Let's back up from this." Them tears come out. And it's a game changer. D, what say you about this interaction between these two?
I know Freddie wanted to snatch that chain just like Nunu. But anyway, I know he was so ready. But yeah, the thing is, Freddie went, with all the good intentions in the world, Freddie went into the situation, looking for his person, as the people say nowadays, and he got Catherine, or he thought he got Catherine, but what he really got was Alley Cat. And I think once he realized that Alley Cat was really what he had signed up for, it was just like, yeah, not really. And then then of course, when you just see just how, and then of course with everything else, just seeing the way Cat moves as a person, and I'm sure the stuff he said about, although you could say it probably doesn't have anything to do with him, I'm sure seeing him say stuff about Demi and just like your character at some point shows. And the things you say in confessionals, especially, like those things are going to be played back and people are going to hear all of that. So it was very clear to me that by the time he got there, he was just like, oh, that's a, low down, bald headed monkey with a wig on. Shout out to Real Housewives. It was just like, this ain't it. I don't appreciate this. And I could feel the frustration. You know what I'm saying? But honestly, Freddie doesn't have anything to worry about because, like I said, women and others are certainly looking for him.
Baby,
Actively
listen.
hunting this man down. So he better watch out because if he don't find somebody, somebody's gonna find him.
Listen, Freddie on that TikTok. You got that door hung up. I said, Freddie, listen, buddy, you know what time it is. And Betsy Dora didn't pull any punches because they call her out the audience and they say, do you have any regrets? She said, no, that's my brother. Like I told the truth. Tyra,
Exactly.
what you think of Betsy Dora's reappearance and the whole scene with Freddy and Cat?
I mean, I loved it. The sister was standing on business from the moment they met. Can I speak to you outside alone? Can we go outside? Can we have a breather outside? Yeah, that ain't it. That ain't it. I need you to know that's not it. You're not acting like yourself. You're suppressing certain characteristics. You're fun. You're funny. Like you like to joke around. You're not being that for her. Like you don't need to change yourself for, the fact that Freddie felt like he wasn't good enough. That sends me every time. Like, baby, for who? For Catherine? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Like, even in this moment, he's like, yeah, girl, I don't want to hear that. It's too late. I'm sure he watched them playbacks like, what? Just like Demi, what the hell am I doing? Like, what was this? And it just seems like she recognized as soon as she heard, funeral, like, oh, that's just his unattractive job. Like, what exactly does he have to offer? She's worried about the wrong things. And she realized a little too late what that coin was looking like for Freddie in real life and wanted to walk it back. And it was too late. It was too late. She came in with, ill intentions. She wanted, Freddie to be, quiet and like it. You can't control certain things. And it's just like, if you want to be dry, girl, have at it. That's not me. Even when she says like, I would never like hold, him cheat again. You were. We saw you do it. You were holding that against the man on the show. And it's like you were looking for a reason all of a sudden not to like him because certain aspects that you, I guess, expected from Freddie outside of him being attractive, they weren't that. He was his own individual man and he had other characteristics that maybe didn't agree with yours. Like, I'm happy that Freddie did not link up with this woman and, as the sister should, stand on business in the audience, everywhere you go, every hoe you meet, when it comes to your brother, because they're going to be rolling up. Like, I hope Freddie finds what he's looking for. And I hope Kat, like, I don't believe her when she says, I'm changed, I'm a new, I don't like, change don't happen like that. Those things were embedded in you way before you made it to that reunion. But hopefully moving forward, you simmer down, ma'am. Simmer all the way down. Pink dress.
Absolutely. Oh, yeah. She and the way she treats her parents pissed me off to no end. But
adopted parents, girl, took you in.
Listen. When your mama threw you out, listen, we could go there, but I digress. I told y'all he wasn't broke. For everybody in my comments talking about, oh, he's broke. He ain't got a job. He ain't got no job, man. I told you that man had a job. You know that Marrakesh. That's what I'm going to say. They tour in the universe, okay? Country here, country there. And they're not slumming it. You know what I mean? You see the bags. You see the hotels. You see the room. Benaya Leroy Jones. God bless them. Godspeed to them. I hope she's everything he wants her to be. But I still say that Benaya is a good man and he wasn't broke. Tyra, what say you?
Oh, he never getting broke. I don't know who said just because.
Girl, they
was because we have on sandals and a man bun. That don't mean we broke. It never get broke. Whoever said that, sit down and have several seats. Like, no, what gives broke is Tom. Tom gives broke. The one who's flaunting it all and acting like he's holding it on for dear life. How you gonna be pompous and cheap at the same time? Tom gives broke. Benaya never gave broke. Benaya gave, I got a savings account and he got some zeros behind it. That's what Benaya gives. I just feel like Benaya is too good for Nicole. I'm sorry. I want better for Benaya. I actually do love their dynamic. I loved them when they met in the pause. I was like, oh, this is the couple we're rooting for. They did have so much in common, and you did see all that potential. But the way she like it left a bad taste in my mouth that she went, for Sam and opted for something, and he let her come back. All right, I'm gonna have to let that go, but. I don't know. I just feel like she's sitting on secrets, and I don't like that either. Maybe they're under that hair. I don't know. I just don't. I don't know. Something about her I just feel like she's presenting herself a certain way. Not to say that some of this isn't who she really is, but I don't know. They said it's been a year and everything's everything. He looks very happy and he cherishes her. And I don't know if she cherishes him in that same way. And that's all. Like, just give it back. Just give it back. I don't know. I don't want it to be like, well, I divorced already and I'm getting married and this has to work this time because I don't want to get divorced again. I want Benaiah, the good man, good Leroy Jones, to be appreciated for what he has. That's all I'm saying. But good luck. That'll do, Pig. Good luck to Nicole in this whole dynamic.
That's what I want for him as well. And I feel the same way. And it's just about the character that she's revealed to us, right? And she takes this moment of all moments to say, Benaiah, I just want to tell you thank you. I want to tell you thank you for looking out for me, for looking out in my best interest. Because after I watched it back, I saw everything that you saw. And my thing, why wasn't his word good enough? Kay, why wasn't Benaiah Leroy Jones's word good enough for her?
Because she liked them fake ass people. That is why she want people to lie to her, pretend, cackle in her face. That's why she likes Sam, because he was pretentious. You know why? Because she's very pretentious. So she wants somebody to like love bomb her to make her feel special. And Benaiah's like, I'm too authentic to do all of that. Okay, I'm one of those real ones that you say you won't, but you really don't. But Sam was just as fake as she was. So yeah, girl, I love you. We gonna be there. The end. We gonna kiss each other in the morning and at night, and we gonna love each other forever. And she's like, yeah, all of that good stuff. And Benaiah's like, I don't know you like that yet. Like,
Give
I
me
don't know
a
if I want to
date.
sit on like, I got, I got a job. I be traveling and stuff. So I need to fill you out before I say all of that. And she was just like, oh, well, if he don't love me 100%, and he ain't even seen me, and we ain't even went on a real date, then he ain't the one. Like you don't recognize when somebody's being real and genuine. But I mean, look at her hair. She can't even put real genuine hair on the top of her head. So I don't know how she gonna recognize that in a partner.
D.
Um, so here's the thing. Well, first, let me say very quickly. I hope people realize that if you look at at a good amount or a good majority of the billionaires in the world, Mark Zuckerberg, Bill Gates, if you look at what they're wearing, let me just say that aesthetic means not aesthetic and bank account are two completely different things. So if that's what people are gonna go off of, then I'm just like, nope. Because I had already heard, I don't remember where, I don't remember the name of it, but someone had mentioned I don't know if it was like a private school he went to or some kind of academy where it was like 43K pounds a year or something like that. I was like, yeah.
Where the Royals go. It's not Exeter, but it's like that. Yeah.
Right. Exactly. So I was like, yeah, y'all gotta y'all gotta
Use your context clues.
yeah, I'm like, y'all gotta be aware. Y'all gotta pay. You want to be somebody. If you want to go somewhere, you better wake up and pay attention. All right.
That part.
But yeah. Here's the thing. I really want to have hope for Banana. You know what I'm saying? Like him and old girl. I know he believes in this situation. I know he, is all in love with the idea of love. Personally though, and I still don't have any ill feelings, but just watching this, and of course after watching the season, some people use the term freaking frack, some people use the term freaking fraud. This is giving me Tweedledee and Tweedledummer. I just kind of feel like this is just And I just,
What?
maybe if Nicole had made it, maybe if Nicole and her bump it had made a different decision earlier on, I might have felt totally different about all this, right? But she didn't, and she looks shisty and she looks shady. And I don't think Benaiah is a simp at heart, but it makes him look like one, and I hate that for him.
Post stink. I like I said, it's sorrows and prayers. I honestly hope the best for them. I said that this year has been amazing. I hope it keeps that same energy. Just because again, there's something so disingenuous for me about Nicole. We were all rooting for you, Nicole, until you made these crazy decisions and handled everything so poorly afterwards. But if this is the marriage that works for both of you, I pray longevity and happiness for them. But it don't give. It's something about her. Finally. Now, and even though again, you said what was Ursula when she took human form? I'm gonna say this is the best I've seen and the most lively I've seen Sabrina, right? She and Steven, we get to hear this was the couple we all thought was gonna this we were all rooting for you. This was the couple we were all rooting for, right? For me personally, I was never a huge Sabrina fan. I was more of a Steven girly, right? Because the full connected beard, the biracial moments, the full thick hairline, the proper fade, the pinky ring, the suited and bootedness of it all. I was even here for the manties, like the little Speedo situation. I was here for all of Steven, right? I was here for the reassurance, the soft reassurance. I was here for his questioning in the pod. But we knew that there was distance, right? And we thought that they had come up with a plan to address the fact that he lived in London and she lived in Ireland. Well, apparently they didn't. They went out super bad. She's bitter. She's mad. She's upset. We found out after they had moved in together that she had trauma outside of her last relationship. But she's implying other things in this reunion that the host didn't allow her to go into. Same with Steven. Steven took on the chin some of the criticisms, the fact that she had come to see him 7 times. He had only come to see her twice. He wasn't able to make it for Christmas. But he acknowledges that, but then says there's other things you're lying about, Sabrina, but I don't want to air you out. I want to know how you guys feel about this. And I'm going to start with you, D. What do you think? What rings true to you in your mind? Was this just not a good match, or is something more nefarious going on?
I don't want to go so deep into it possibly being nefarious, but I think I do think something in the buttermilk is not clean, and I think there's made, you know what they say about, two sides of the story, and the truth falling somewhere in the middle. I would say one thing for me. Now here's what messed things up with Steven. I think the thing is, we're on the reunion. So if she is indeed lying about something, and regardless of what it is, on any show or whatever, when people do the whole like, I could say this, but I won't say it. I could talk about this, but I'm not going to talk. And it's just like,
wow.
This is nothing. This means like nothing. We are here to discuss all the things. And my thing is, once that camera goes off, once the episode goes off, we don't know anything. So the thing is, if the narrative is being painted unfairly, or if it's a false narrative, then I'm going to defend myself and say what it is you're lying about. But if you're not going to say what it is, then it just looks like you're trying to say like, oh no, and you're trying to just kind of muddy the water so you don't look as bad. And I think that was just weird. It's just like, you either say it or don't. And I will say also with Sabrina, I heard something about, I remember when they had talked about, how she would be down to move to London. And so I always knew the long distance was going to be an issue, but I just didn't think it would. I just figured, like, if you guys have discussed this, why would there not be clarity about it when it comes down to it? And I try to be fair because, I can't put myself in Ashley's shoes. I can't look at, Steven and his full beard and his biracial aesthetics and feel the need to gift wrap my drawers to this man. You know what I'm saying? I have to have some rationale. So I did the best I could.
Enough of all that rationality. Kay, give me some irrationality.
If y'all not gonna come up here and tell the truth, then Ursula, I'm gonna need you to go back to the ocean, because what are we here for? This is where the truth is supposed to come to the light, so we can get a wrap up and a good picture about what's going on. Because you came up here and painted him in a bad picture. Okay, he's sitting over there like Prince Eric. So if he's not the Prince Eric that we think he is, you need to let me know. And then maybe if he's not telling the truth, is he protecting you for some reason? In that case, then good job trying to protect her. But I need the truth to come out. So what's really going on? Because why are we both sitting there like we ain't together, but we ain't really what's happening? Girl, use that aerial voice and sing and tell us what's really going on. Other than that, you wasting our time sitting on the stage. If you wanted to come up there and look good, then just say that, okay? Apparently you wanted to be a part of his world, and he was like, I don't want you to come up here like that. So I didn't know. Is redhead Ariel in the audience? Did he go back to her? Did he don't want you?
Well, they said that in the comments of the chat, honey. Everything's coming out. They say that she is doing an interview tour, and that she's saying that his ex was at their wedding. The sick one that was dying, that broke up with him or whatever, and now that they are back reconciled. But my thing is, if it didn't work out, what's the problem with him getting back with his ex? Maybe I'm just on his side, because he always gave genuine to me, and for me, I could see it in what we've learned about him. Child, we don't know this man from a can of paint. I just know he's fine. But what he gave was integral, right, throughout the time. And I respect if he's covering her and not exposing her fully, because girl, put it on the table. Like, well, what is it? And also, I would have wanted him to say, you're saying she's lying. What is she lying about? Tyra, what were your thoughts on this exchange?
Well, I wanted Sabrina to be the culprit because I like Steven, but with this show, I don't put it past anybody to present a certain narrative about themselves. Like, regardless of, reality TV going reality TV every time. This is a potential moment to be the likable Steven. And with that comes, opportunities and endorsement deals and, Ashley's, falling at your feet. We just don't know. we just really don't know. So with because like you said, this is the most lively we've seen Sabrina. The pushback she was giving is like, I've been lied to, I've been led astray, hoodwinked, bamboozled. She was giving like, this is not who was presenting themselves to me in the pods on that show. When them cameras cut off, he's a different person. So I just can't go, wholeheartedly like, no, Sabrina, you a lie. Not Steven. We don't know. We don't know. I don't trust nobody who wears Speedo anyway. I don't do that. We don't know. We don't know. Like, I just, and the fact that, like, if he had a bomb to drop where, you're presenting me in this way, you're not telling the whole truth either. Like, what? If it was something, something to say, now's the time to say it. And the fact that he didn't, it just felt like it was just to kind of stir the pot and go, well, well, she not being 100% either. She got stuff. Okay, what does she have? Because she making me look real bad right now. And I feel like if he had something, he would have said it. And the fact that he didn't, I just feel like he doesn't. And maybe the Steven we got, with his biracial tendencies, maybe that wasn't the real Steven. And that's just, something we're gonna have to accept. Maybe he was just presenting a certain way. I don't know.
Yeah, that's true.
You trying to get Ariel back. That's all that is.
And y'all, just a disclaimer, baby, once the show is over, it's over for me. I love the banter. I love getting into the thick of it during the season, but I ain't doing no follow-up. I ain't researching these people afterward. He gave what I needed him to give throughout the season. He was big fine. But as far as all the rest of these people, I hope the best for them. But I just can't wait till the next season so I can run my mouth and talk ish again. If you guys have been rocking with us throughout these 3-4 weeks, thank you so much for being here. It's been amazing and so much fun. I've learned so much. Child Clara, not in being a brokey too. That'll send me over the edge. I can't take that. But we appreciate you so much for being here. But before we go, I want the people to let you know what you got going on. Tyra, what's going over there in the struggle? What's going on?
Struggle. Struggle. Y'all already know pretty much what it is. Tomorrow we are definitely discussing Reasonable Doubt, so be on the lookout for Reasonable Doubt. Also, a following Fine Man Live. If you are not present for those Fine Man Lives, you are completely missing out on all the shenanigans that you would ever want to see from everybody here on this panel. Saturdays are always for horror and Killer Con. Most definitely Tuesday. Please be there for our last little recap of Interview with the Vampire up until we get season 3. We will be giving cosplay. It's always a good time when we get to play dress up. We love that for us, and we love that for Louis and Lestat. Be there to see that, please. And be there for Deliverance. Deliverance is dropping on the 30th, and we will definitely be discussing that also, I believe, Sunday. So be on the lookout for all the things. We're here every day at this point.
At this point. D, let the people know what you got going on, sir.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. Hey everyone, this is D Movie Man coming to you with reliable recaps, reviews, and reactions. Fellow cinephile, listen at this point. I hope you just know that is my general tagline. I love discussing all things film, cinema, discussing the odd trailer reaction, recapping some of my favorite series, which now I've been officially roped into the foolishness that is Love is Blind. So I hope to see what happens from here. But in the meantime, over on my channel, you guys can check out my recent reviews for the film Skincare that I got to see while I was in New York. I also did a really fun alternative casting video on Beetlejuice, getting into the people who might have had these roles, had, fate gone very differently, or, everything just turned out a totally different kind of way. And it is surprising learning who some of those people are, and a lot of those people aren't aware of. And that's something I'm hoping to continue on from here. I also did a recent review on Alien Romulus and had some very layered opinions about that. Lastly, just last night, I had the opportunity to see Beetlejuice, the sequel, ahead of time. And yes, I filmed my review for that, and it will be up this coming Wednesday to break the embargo. So yes, lots of great things to look forward to. Please feel free to support. And yes, I would love to have you as always.
Thank you, D. Kay, let the people know what's going on over at the Fifth Wall.
Y'all hit that subscribe button. Just go and hit the subscribe button. Like Tyra said, we're here every day. Tomorrow we got Reasonable Doubt. Saturday, Killer Con, possibly Bel Air. I will let y'all know. Sunday, Deliverance. Sunday, Deliverance. Tuesday, Interview with the Vampire. Y'all, we're going to go in. We got to celebrate, because this will be the last time we talk about the show until season 3, which won't even be filmed until November. So we got a minute. And I just put out a review for Long Legs. So hit that subscribe button. This close to my 1K. So I need y'all to help push me over there. Hit that subscribe button.
Yes. And you guys know the drill. Please make sure that you're subscribed, that you like, that you comment on everyone's page, and y'all hit the notification bell, right? Because YouTube is funny acting about sending out notifications. We do go live. We have a ton of shared live spaces. So please make sure you're there. We have so much fun stuff coming up tomorrow. I'm hosting Reasonable Doubt. So please be there. We will be covering episodes 1 through 3. But yeah, thank you guys so much for being here. I appreciate you all. D, yes, sir. Yes.
Yes. I just would like to close this out by saying something very important in regards to, once again, my appreciation and wanting people to understand that singleness is a blessing and that you should value singleness in every way possible. Because you know what's on the other side of that? Yes, you do. Ooh, struggle up, da-da-da. It's just chills up my spine every time I see it on my TV.
Give me one more song.
Don't want it to be you, okay? Struggle love is a no. Value yourself. Love yourself. Be true to yourself. Good night.
Yeah. Thank you.
Good. I can't say anything. Y'all, good night and Godspeed.